You will need the following tools to assemble your telescopic fly screen: a cutter, a pair of scissors, and a hammer. First of all, we will check the packaging and mostly the content. So open the packaging and check that you have 4 profiles, 2 long profiles and 2 short profiles, 1 spline, 1 brush. Caution, the brush is optional, a plastic insert tool, the mesh, the fitting instruction, and once more 2 short profiles and 2 long profiles. Check the accessory kit as well. You must have 4 plastic corners for the first frame, 4 plastic corners for the second frame, 2 bottom clips, and 2 top clips. We will now assemble the first frame. Separate the profiles, take the brush and insert it into the groove of each profile. Caution, before you cut the brushes, make sure that it reaches both ends of the profiles. Now display the profiles and the corners on the table and insert the corners into the profiles. Use a hammer if needed, but be careful not to break the plastic parts. Caution, make sure that the product is assembled perfectly squared. You can now display the mesh and fold it. Cut through the mesh in order to have 2 exact same size meshes. Keep one mesh for the second frame and use one for the frame that you are assembling right now. Now display the mesh on the back side of the frame. Take the spline and insert it into the profiles. In order to assure the best tension of the mesh, we will proceed as follows. First of all, insert the spline right below the first corner. Insert it into the first profile without tensioning the mesh with your hand. When inserting the spline into the following side of the frame, don't tension the mesh with your hand either, and leave the mesh adjust its position on its own. From the third side, tension the mesh with your hand while inserting the spline, and go on tensioning and inserting the spline with the fourth side. This way you will make sure to get the best mesh tension for your fly screen. You can now cut the exceeding mesh. Make sure not to cut the spline, therefore we recommend you cut right over the spline. The first fly screen frame is now assembled, so repeat this procedure for the second frame. We now have to connect both frames, therefore we have 2 connecting clips for the top side and 2 connecting clips for the bottom side. First of all, display both frames back to back. Take one bottom connecting part and clip it on both profiles. And clip the top connecting part on both profiles on the same side as well. Briefly check that the frames slide on each other. And repeat the procedure on the opposite side. Clip the top connecting piece and clip the bottom connecting piece. The fly screen is now assembled. Briefly check that the system is working well. Now to fit the fly screen, first insert the first frame into the side channel of your roller shutter. Glide the second frame and insert it into the opposite channel of your roller shutter. Now shut the roller shutter until it lays on the fly screen. Your fly screen is now fitted. Always use a wet cloth to clean your boxed up fly screen. You can also clean the profiles with alcohol to remove strong stains.